This is Wes Hickey, Chair of the Department of Educational Leadership at the University of Texas at Tyler, and this Weekly 5 I want to talk about education for women. And this all came about this morning when I heard a TED Talk with Ashley Judd talking about the abuse she has received through various means of social media, some of it quite horrendous. So if you decide to watch this, I have to say that it's not safe for work, but it is something that I think that is important for us to hear. But it made me think about education in general, and I wanted to see where women stood with that. And one of the things we've seen that over the years is that the roles have been kind of flipped as far as achievement goes in pre-K through 12 schools. Early on, we saw men that would do much better, and women girls fell into a much lower pattern of achievement. And since the 1980s, we've seen that kind of flip around as far as grades in school goes, is that the girls and women do much better than the males in those situations. But when we look at SAT scores, especially when it comes to math, we see a consistent trend in which men score better than women, even though women in general classes do better than the men do. One of the reasons is, and I've heard studies about this, is that sometimes is fulfilling the stereotype in which you have put in by even checking off the idea of whether you're male or female oftentimes has an impact upon how well you score in those different areas. And so this could be one of the factors there too. But we even see when it comes to the verbal component of the SAT is that men score a little bit above that, although in writing, females score better than males. So once again, I don't know what this exactly means. I mean, are we providing them the opportunities they need to be able to score well? We do know that 57% of all degrees awarded in our higher education institutions are given to women. But when it comes to the sciences, they fall down much lower. We look at 17.9% of the degrees in computer science all the way to just a little less than half for math. And we can see that this also carries over into the different occupations. From chemists all the way down to mechanical engineers, there are very few women that are there. I will say that if there are women that are inspired to move in these areas, there are a lot of opportunities, a lot of people that would love to be able to hire you in those. But for some reason, many of them, even though they've oftentimes been very successful later on, don't choose to go that way. And we can talk a lot about different responsibilities and kind of different roles they play in a society. But nevertheless, we feel like there's a lot of individuals who would do very well in these STEM careers that aren't taking those pathways. But that brings us back to Ashley Judd. And the truth of the matter is, if we're in an environment where women do not feel comfortable, where they feel as if taking a step outside of maybe the norms and doing something in the STEM fields is something in which they're going to be ridiculed, in which they're not going to feel comfortable, that's going to be a bad thing. And I think we owe it to all students, and women in particular, to make sure that they are comfortable being able to achieve at the highest level they possibly can in whatever area they want to do so. We definitely want to prepare and inspire our women to achieve to the highest level they possibly can. I do want to do a quick shout out. This morning when I walked in, Rebecca Reyes stopped me and she talked to me and said that she's the one that came in about a year ago, and her mom, Graciela, who has since moved schools, had been watching the Weekly 5 and really liked it. And so Rebecca and I talked for a while this morning, and I'll tell you, it made my day, and I really appreciate everything they're doing there. UT Tyler, let us know what we can do, and remember, inspire and educate, be architects of human potential.